Hello aspirants, welcome to Spardha Line. You might have heard about our new batch, that is Sociology Master Batch. We have launched this batch with the two tracks. One is the personal guidance program, second is the foundation course. Before starting the batch, we are taking some run-up sessions to make you aware about what strategy we are going to follow in that batch. So before going starting session, today's session we are going to discuss how I cleared UPSC Mains in my first mains only. So it was my overall second attempt, but the first mains, and there was I built one strategy that helped me in clearing mains and scored decent marks in sociology. Ultimately, I lost the final cutoff by just 20 marks, and I got very less mark in interview. So that was the reason I was not able to clear UPSC that year. But the sociology helped me a lot to clear the mains and also going to close to the final cutoff. So here we are going to discuss what actually helped me, and this that proven strategy is going to be part of our this sociology master batch. So before going to starting session, just I will give a brief introduction about me. I am Ashwajit. I have completed my graduation in mechanical engineering. After that, I started preparing for UPSC. So 2023 was my second attempt where I cleared the prelims and the mains. I appeared in interview, but I missed the cutoff by the 20 mark. Just I mentioned about it. So we'll start our today's session. So this was the few pillars of my preparation where I built my overall preparation based on the certain criteria. So I will discuss it through these pillars only. First was the content building. If you are starting any optional or any GS subject, the first and most important thing is you should have the sufficient and quality content. If you want to approach the questions, if you want to write the answers, then the content becomes very important. So the first pillar was the content building. So how I did this, we'll see later on. Second was the PYQ analysis and theme decoding. Everyone will tell you must do PYQ analysis, you must find the theme, but no one will tell how to do this. So this is we are going to discuss today also, and we have discussed the topic wise in our GPS sociology edition. You can see the classes there, so we will understand what exactly I did it here or we are going to do in this master batch. So third is syllabus structuring. Syllabus structuring is more important because when you hear about the sociology optional, people often tell that sociology is the most high scoring subject and it has the short syllabus. But if you see the syllabus, it is the par with the other optionals also. So if you want to cut down or if you want to make it shorts, then syllabus structuring is more important. So how I structured syllabus, I will see when we'll approach this third pillar, that time we'll see. Then notes making. This is the most important parts for notes making because I'm evaluating copies of the students. That time, one thing I observed that when the student write the answer, whatever his her notes are there, the same note reflects in his her answer copies. So the notes making is become important. I had three types of notes that we will discuss when we'll discuss more detail in the fourth pillar. And fifth, the answer writing. So these all the pillars we are going to discuss in detail. So first we'll start with our first pillar, that is the content building. So now when it comes to content, the most important is that foundation. So I was the person who was not from the humanities background. I'm mechanical engineer, so I'm studied technical subjects. When I started approaching this humanities subject, like when I started the GS, history, geography, polity, economy, or even society, that time I started facing some problems or the issues when it comes to content, because what we used to write in my engineering, that was totally different from the this humanities subject. So here this humanities subject demands the analysis, and analysis is based on your foundation. So when it comes to content building, the most important is foundation. So foundation, this can be done if you want to study on your own, you can go with standard books. Or if you want to reduce your efforts, if you want someone other to put all the efforts and give you ready-made contents, then you can join the classes. And for me, I was totally new to humanities subject, so I joined one classes there. But actually, it has not worked for me because I'm from the rural background and I studied in regional medium. So the kind of English that teacher was using, it was I faced the Ohm's law. Ohm's law, if you know that, this is symbol of Ohm. Then I was here. So whatever he was teaching, it was going this way. So I was not able to understand what is going to teach, and even the every day the thought used to come, I should quit the sociology and I should choose the different optional. But later on, fortunately, I got one very good mentor, Sunil Oberoi sir. He taught me some techniques. Sunil Oberoi sir is former IS officer. He been evaluator in UPSC also. So he has given me some strategy how to do this for sociology, and how I can without the classes I can prepare on my own. So that I followed in my preparation after that. So what I did when I quit the classes. So say first thing I did, I took one chapter and I discussed with my senior aspirants, and my peers are also the some other like who have cleared the UPSC, even though Sunil sir. So from where I can cover these chapters. So when it comes to the first chapter, second chapter, third chapter, there is no particular source, like there is no standard books. You need to refer the multiple books. But rather than going for multiple books, if you want to go for multiple books, then you cannot finish your sociology in 4 months. So for this, I followed one class notes. So this I made my base notes here. Then for the another chapter like thinkers, that is fourth chapter. Then religion and society. Then again the politics and society. These are chapter there. These are chapter directly covered into Harlem-Bosch, the blue Harlem-Bosch. So I made this blue Harlem-Bosch as my base notes, and in second and third reading I have made notes. So and that notes become my base notes for this one, for this chapter. So after this framing my base notes, so I went for the toppers notes. So when the toppers clear the UPSC, they upload their notes into Telegram group. So I just gone through their notes. I have covered what is not covered in my own notes. So uncovered parts I added from the toppers notes. So this way I built the basic notes, and these notes were the comprehensive one. So when I was discussing about my notes making pillar, so I discussed that I had 3 types of notes. So this was my comprehensive notes. I put more efforts, like 40% of efforts of my preparation I put on this notes making only. When I had the comprehensive notes, then I moved towards the next part. So this is about the content building, how we will build content. So people says that you should limit the sources, but when it comes to I'm talking about the sociology. Sociology, for the if you take the first chapter, there is no particular note, particular standard book which covers the all paper one. So what would be our strategy? We'll see the chapter wise. We'll fix the chapter wise standard books. So first, second, and third chapter, there is no standard book. So I will give you class notes. So this can become our base notes. Then fourth, the thinker chapter, religion chapter, politics chapter. For that we can rely on some standard books. So these standard books will become our base notes. And after having the base notes, we can go for the value addition. Value addition will do from the toppers notes. We can refer the toppers answer copy. There you will get lot of examples, thinkers, so that you can directly include in your these base notes. So this is about the content building, how I build my content. Then The next pillar is the PYQ analysis and theme decoding. So this is the very crucial part when it comes to socially optional or any optional. So UPSC, you often heard that UPSC is very unpredictable, but if you want to predict the UPSC, then this becomes very important, PYQ analysis and theme decoding. So for example, if you want to see, we'll take the example of first chapter. So here in the first chapter, if you see there are the certain themes. If you go through all the previous year questions, you will understand many of the questions will revolve around the modernity. So this modernity becomes the theme, and the context will be changing year by year. So what would be the context? 1 year they will ask what were the historical antecedents of modernity, what were the historical development helped the or help emergence of modernity. Then they will link it to enlightenment. So what are the 4 historical antecedents are there? They can ask the one by one. So that would become the second context here. Third, they might link it to Industrial Revolution, French Revolution. So these aspects again, historical antecedents, they will be changing. So this will become the first theme here, and these were the context. When it comes to notes making, what we'll do, we'll make the notes for modernity. That modernity would be our one topic. And how we'll cover? First, we'll cover all the historical antecedents, and we'll connect how it helped in emergence or modernity. Then we'll go the analysis part, where we'll see what is the modernity. When it comes to modernity, modernity is not just about the technology or the consumerism. Modernity is all about the intellectual evolution. It is about the social modernity. It's about the political. It's about the economical modernity. Now, if you see all these aspects, and if you want to do reverse engineering, if you want to reduce your efforts, so see, intellectual modernity is nothing but what were the idea of enlightenment, what were the idea of renaissance. So these were the aspects where comes under the intellectual modernity. Then when it comes to social modernity, what was the impact of the French Revolution on society? What are the impact of this enlightenment, renaissance on society, or what was the impact of Industrial Revolution on the society? So what were the changes came into society through this development in Western Europe? So this comes under the social modernity. So when it comes to political modernity, it's about the establishment of democracy. It's about the bureaucracy. It's about the evolution of fundamental rights, property rights of the people. So if you want to connect, you can directly connect with the French Revolution. So when we cover about the political modernity, what would be our base? That is the French Revolution. When it comes to economical modernity is nothing but change in the production system. Production system that was the household base or agriculture base, it changed into, it became capitalist society. That is the factory-based production. So this was the economical modernity. And what was its base? That is the Industrial Revolution. So this way, so just cutting down your vast syllabus to this short one. So we can do we can prepare the comprehensive notes. Now, if the question asks about the social modernity, we can write about all the aspects, all the historical antecedents, that is in Renaissance, Enlightenment, then French Revolution, Industrial Revolution, and then we can connect it to social modernity, how it brought the modernity, social modernity. Once they ask about the political modernity, we can connect it to French Revolution. The whatever content we have for French Revolution, that same content we can use for political modernity. Again, we can use some idea from intellectualism. When it comes to, they will ask for the economical modernity, same way we can refer to the content we have for Industrial Revolution, same content we can use for the economical modernity. So this way, having less content, we can cover the diversified themes, and for that we should have this, we should do this PYQ analysis. We should understand in what context UPSC is asking question and which is the central theme for all the previous year question. This is the just one example. So you can take the this first chapter only. There is another theme, that is the emergence of sociology. So when it comes to emergence of sociology, again the same themes, same the backgrounds happens. They are connected to how the intellectual process helped in emergence of sociology. Then again content will be same, but we'll blend it according to demand. How I have discussed in GPS Sociology edition day 1, where I was discussing the first chapter. You can see there how was the my approach there to for this theme decoding previous analysis, and again to write the answer. So this is same way. Again the emergence of sociology, they connect to historical antecedents, how this context development in Western Europe helped in emergence of sociology. So these aspects you can cover through this. So the crux is that theme will be same, but the content will be changing, context will be changing. So what we are going to do, we are going to frame the standard notes, and these standards notes will frame best keeping in mind the changing context in UPSC paper previous year question. So this would be our approach to frame the, and depending on this these standard notes, we will be writing the dynamic questions. How we'll write, we will see when it comes to answer writing part. So this is about the PYQ analysis and theme decoding. Then next, syllabus structuring. This is again very important part when it comes to sociology. People also, I discussed in beginning, people will tell you that sociology has very less syllabus, very short syllabus. But if you see that there are 4 pages of syllabus if you see the UPSC PDF itself. So whether now tell me it is the short syllabus or not. So many of who are the pressure, they will tell it is the vast syllabus. Same thing I also thought when people used to tell me it is very short syllabus, but there are 4 pages. But you can make it short. So this way, to make it short, you should have this approach, and same approach I'm discussing what approach I had. So there are standalone unit. Standalone unit means you need to study them separately, independently. So for example, first chapter, it is about the modernity, it's about the emergence of sociology, it's about the background developments before evolution of society. You take the example of second chapter, it is about the how sociology developed into science. What was the positivist perspective, what was the theoretical trends emerged, and the comparison of the disciplines. These all aspects comes under here. So these are the standalone, you cannot blend with or cover as complementary to other unit. So these units you need to cover it separately. So this is about the standalone unit. Then there are the complementary units. Complementary units means if you want to cover the one chapter, it automatically will link to the second chapter. For example, in only paper 1, if you take the example, if you see the previous year questions of UPSC, you will see that always they connect the religion and thinker. Though there is for Durkheim there is religion is mentioned, but if you see again the closely, we have 2 chapters. One is on thinker and second is on religion. So these 2 chapters becomes complementary to each other. So next time they might ask the Marx and his view on religion. So when it comes to syllabus restructuring, what we'll do, what I also did, I took the Karl Marx. So I have seen that what is the complementary chapters in paper 1 only. So I found the religion I can cover with the Karl Marx only. Then again the fourth chapter, that is stratification, fifth chapter stratification chapter, there are certain element class stratification theories. So these are the chapters you can cover with the Karl Marx, where you will write about the basic concepts of Karl Marx. There only you can cover these aspects. So this way you can reduce the notes and you can predict how UPSC might the frame question in future. So this is about the paper 1. Then it comes complementary of paper 1 and paper 2. So now if you see the certain chapter like religion and society, this chapter is both paper 1 and paper 2. If you see the syllabus is nearly same, and rather than syllabus, if you go and see the previous year questions, what they will do in paper 1 itself, they will ask question related to India or Indian society. So papers 1 is a general paper where we'll cover the classical theories, and paper 2 specifically we cover the Indian society. It's about the Indian society. But in paper 1 only, when in religion questions, they are covering the Indian society. So here we can cover the what is paper 1 chapters in paper 1 paper 2 together. So we make the standard notes in the standard note in sense we can bring the all the theories related to religion, the functionalist theories, the Marxist theories, postmodernist theories, okay, and many more. So these theories will be will cover the static part. Then there are certain themes mentioned in paper 1, like communalism is there, secularism is there. So these themes again will link it to India. So when you will write about the communalism, what we'll do, we'll cover the standard theories. Okay, so even they not asked for a specific for India, still we are able to write the answer, and then we'll go and cover the specific for India. So here our approach will be general plus India specific. Now this is why important, because communalism is not mentioned in paper 2, but it is mentioned in paper 1. And if you ask question specifically for India, that time you should not say that it is not mentioned in our syllabus. We should be ready for this. So this way will predict the question where UPSC will go and ask the questions. So this way you can predict the UPSC, and we can prepare in advance for the this kind of bouncers. So this is about paper 1 paper 2 integration. Then again, if you see the chapter of family, here 95% of the questions in paper 1 itself will link it to Indian society. So what becomes important? What are the themes in paper 1 that will cover with the paper 2? We'll combine the themes in paper 1 paper 2 and we'll cover it together. This is only I did. So if you try to prepare the separate notes for paper 1 and paper 2, what will it becomes? You will finish in making 10-15 pages ka notes for the only family chapter. But if you integrate it, so for me I have only 5 pages ka notes for family chapters. And here I integrated paper 1 and paper 2, and this in 5 chapters I have covered all the themes. And through this I can these are the so comprehensive notes, I can tackle any questions on this. Again, when it comes to family, if you see the patriarchy mentioned in here in family chapter only. Now it comes to patriarchy. What is most relevant thing? That is the woman. So now it comes to women. If you see the other chapters, so you will find there are the women related chapters in paper 2 itself. So we can cover all these chapters in here only. So in the sense, why we are going to do, because you will have if you want to cover it separately, then you will see the there would be lack of content, there will be limited content. But if you are covering these all aspects together, then you will have the diversified content, so you can write the answer in diversified way. This is the motto behind integrating paper 1 and paper 2. Again, So this is about the integration within paper 2. So we have discussed how we'll integrate topics in paper 1 together, then paper 1, paper 2. Now the paper 2, if you see, here I have found one example. So what we're going to do when it comes to make notes making or in foundation classes, what we'll do, we'll make one sub unit, that is agriculture. And agriculture, what are the topics related to agriculture in paper 2? These all topics will cover it together. So if you see the agrarian social structure, that is the in separate division. Then evolution of land tenure system, this again related to agriculture, we can cover it here. Land reform we can cover. Agrarian class structure, there are 3 class structures in syllabus itself: agrarian, industrial and middle class. So this agrarian class structure we can cover under the this agriculture subunit. Then green revolution, again related to agriculture only, we can cover it here. The social changes followed by the green revolution. Then again changing mode of production in Indian agriculture, and again agriculture related topic, so we can cover under the agriculture. Peasant and farmers movement. So if you want to write about the movements, peasant and farmer movements, you should know what are the developments happen. You should know about the agrarian class structure. You should know why there would be, what are the factors which gave rise to agrarian movements. So how we'll get to know? We'll see the social changes. We'll see the changing mode of production. So these are the ultimately impacted the farmer and peasant movements, new farmer movements, what they call. So if you want to cover this separately, then what you need to write, you need to do the background study. And in background study, you need to analyze what are the factors, what were the development that led to development of these movements, and ultimately you had covered it here only. So what we are going, we'll structure all the chapters related to agriculture in logical way, so we can cover this together and we can use this the way I said, social changes and the changing mode of production we can use for this farmer movement. So we can use the notes, the content in the other topics for the different topics. So this way we'll have the holistic notes. We can tackle any kind of question. Now if you see the agrarian movement, changing social structure, that can be one factor. Land tenure system, challenges there. Land reforms, Naxalism movement, this was also Naxalism movement, also considered one farmers movements. So this aspect we can bring it here. Agrarian class structure, the changes happened there, so that also ultimately led to farmers movement. This also aspect we can write it here. Green revolution and aftermath changes in agrarian social structure, that ultimately led to farmers movement. So this way, just covering all the agrarian topics together, we can tackle any kind of questions and with the short content. So if you really want to make the sociology short subject, then what approach you need, that is the syllabus structuring. You need to structure syllabus in this way. You need to find the complementary theme in paper 1, paper 2 and paper 1 and paper 2 separately. So this way you can make this syllabus very short. You can prepare the less content and write answers in better way. So this is about the syllabus structuring. The next, notes making. So the most important part of the preparation is notes making, because I am seeing a lot of the students who are writing the answers. So when it comes to answer writing, one thing I found, whenever I read their answer, I ask them to bring their notes. So whatever written in their notes, it directly reflects in your answer. How you make your notes, that will be reflect in your answer. So if your notes in paragraph format, then your answer automatically will be in paragraph format. If your notes are in point format, then your answer will be in point format. So if you want to, you can go and check your answer itself. So you will find this aspect in your answer writings. So notes making before importance if you want to write the quality answers. Now when it comes to notes making, I told I had 3 types of notes. First was the comprehensive notes. Second was the revision notes. And third notes was the theme specific. Here at I call to exam ready notes. So when it comes to comprehensive note, when I was discussing the content building, so that time I discussed what I did for particular chapter. I fixed the book, standard book. So this became my foundation notes, and this foundation note, how I did value addition through the toppers notes and their answer copies. So here I found lot of the these two becomes very important, because here you will find lot of examples, the thinkers which I have not covered in the standard book. Because if you see if you meet the toppers, if you listen their experience, they will they have taken classes from this person. So toppers, different toppers, they have taken classes from different teachers. So if you want to cover them all these teacher notes, then this is important, because ultimately what they learned in that classes, they would have written in their answer copies. So here you will get the dynamic thinkers examples, and also you will get some add on the answer writing. We'll discuss answer writing, that time we will see this aspect. So this is about the comprehensive notes. So I have put example. This is my comprehensive notes. So here I have written all the about the second chapter, that is sociology as a science. Okay, here I written the definition of science, and again the standardization answer writing. I had the approach when it comes to writing definition, I will use one thinker. So always whenever I used to make notes, always I used to write one thinker and its definition of the that particular concept. So then the characteristics, what are the, and these are notes all the based on the PYQ analysis, what the UPSC asks. When it comes to sociology science, they will ask, there is one theme, whether sociology is science or not. So this is the only theme they will ask in different manner. So what I will do, I will not make different notes for all the repeated questions. I'll make this single questions for this one only. This is my interpretation of all the previous year questions. So I have made notes on this one only. I have brought the enough thinkers for arguments in favor, arguments against the this statement. So this becomes my comprehensive notes. So now I told this for chapter 2 there is no standard books. So what was my this one reference for this one? Toppers notes. So what toppers have written, that I have made base notes, and after that I have seen the previous year questions, I found the themes, and depending on the themes I have made the notes. So this is the comprehensive notes. Second is the revision. Revision notes are very important. If you are freshers, you need to listen this, or if you are the veterans, you would have seen this. If you are writing 1 or 2 mains, why the revision notes are important? Because in UPSC mains, after GS papers, you will get 5 days ka gap before your optional paper. And in these 5 days, you need to revise minimum 2 to 3 times all your notes. So for this, if you want to revise in 2 to 3 times all your notes, then what you need to have revision, that is crisp notes. 2 to 3 times in 5 days, then depending on your efficiency, you can calculate how much time you need to revise the paper 1 and paper 2. Depending on that, you can make the crisp notes. So this is the first part. Second part, between paper 1 and paper 2, you will get 2 hours. And paper 2 is quite dynamic. They here will have to refer a lot of the thinkers when it comes to answer writing. For that, you need to revise these all things in 2 hours. So considering that 2 hours, we should have the revision notes. So if you miss the single part, then ultimately what we'll do, we'll miss the 1 or 2 mark edges. And I know the many of the aspirants who have lost the cutoff by 1 or 2 marks. Okay, so you cannot take risk here. So for that, if you want to cover your paper 2 in 2 hours, you should have the crisp revision notes. So this becomes important for revision notes. I have made this also. This is for all the this one page is for here in this one page. I have covered only one topic, sociology science, but in this one page I have covered entire chapter 2. So if you see that I can revise in 5 minutes whole chapter 2. So this is becomes very important because even for paper 1 before going it will starts around the 9 o'clock, 9 a.m. hardly you will get 1.5 hour to revise paper 1. So that time also it becomes very important to have the revision notes. So this is about the revision notes. Then theme and exam ready notes. Theme specific, exam ready notes. Now when I was discussing the content building, when I was told you that during the pre-IQ analysis there will be certain themes. We have discussed the modernity and what the examination they ask, they will change the context. If you focus on context would be same and it's very predictable. So this is again the theme based notes we should have. This will directly help us in answer writing. So we can do this through directly answer writing. We can frame the questions based on the theme. For the modernity we can frame the questions, or we can frame the emergence of sociology, and we can cover this all the context that UPSC is covering. And if you revise this theme based notes for twice or thrice, that would be sufficient because you will have the structure on for that particular theme. So this becomes very important when it comes to answer writing. So these two important from perspective of your content, and this is for the answer writing, theme based notes. If you want to put your answer in proper structure, if you want to present it very effective way, then this becomes very important. Your this note, theme based note, should be in that format. So again the themes are not if the UPSC is asking 19 questions, out of 19 questions, even the 10 themes are predictable. 10 questions are predictable. You can have the edge than over the others because you have the effective presentation for these themes. You have structured note, structured answer for this. You have standardized introduction, conclusion, and also this info becomes important because in this 90 question we need to write in 3 hours. 3 hours again depends on your timing, how we will write it. So basically if you see the 7 minutes for 10 marker and it's about 12 to 13 minutes for 20 markers. Okay, so then there would be bouncer, some bouncer would be there you need to put 1 minute extra. So if that 1 minute extra you can bring from this one only. So these are the 10 things we can predict, and we can have the standard structured answer on that one only. Just you need to do and go copy paste. If you are able to do this, if suppose 10 marker question, if you are able to write in 5.5 minutes. So if you write it in 5.5 minutes, then you are going to save your 1.5 minute time, and then 1.5 minute time you can devote for the tackling these dynamic questions. So this way you can build a strategy also. So this is about the notes making. Then next part is answer writing. Before going to answer writing, this is about the theme based. I have integrated theme based into my comprehensive notes only. Now if you see, there is topic comparison of social science. So when you ask the comparison, they will give two subject disciplines and they will ask to compare it. Then they might ask compare all the discipline with sociology. So that time we cannot think the points at the point that time, and you cannot bring the unstructured answer there. And also when it comes to notes making, you will have limited time to prepare the notes. That time what is become important, you should have the standard points. When it comes to comparison, the format would be in my mind. What I will write? I will write about the subject matter, per se, what was the subject matter of economy, what is subject matter of sociology. Then I will go to level of analysis, whether they analyze do analysis on the macro level, micro level, meso level. So this aspect I will write it there. Then theoretical trends and paradigms means that particular discipline. Then methodology used, purpose of inquiry, historical development, scope for interdisciplinary approach. So this would be my standard points. These standard points I will write for the any kind of answer, like let them ask for sociology, economy, sociology, political science, sociology and anthropology. So but this format would be same for me. Based on these points only I will write the answer. So in less time I can collect the more content and it in well structured manner. So this is about the theme based notes making. Then when you if you want to put it your answer present in proper structure, so you can present it in diagram wise. This is the my own invention where I prepared this kind of diagram. Now when it comes to Marxist analysis of alienation, so what we see, we know that alienation starts with emergence of private property and it gradually proceeds with development of this private property through the ancient society, feudal society and capitalist society. So this is I have map I have drawn for this one only. Here I have written development of process of production, surplus production, emergence of private property and alienation. So this is presentation of increasing alienation. So throughout the period of historical period, and what Marx says, at peak of the capitalism, proletariat revolution will happen and alienation will start declining. So this aspect I have shown that alienation start declining when it to socialism, but alienation is not eliminated in socialism, it will be reduced. So when it comes to communism, that time only alienation will get reduced. So this is the oral presentation of my content. And again, when Marx says the emergence of private property is the qualitative changes, and the after the ancient society to capitalist society there is quantitative changes. So this way I have written this. Again, when the socialism will get established, that time it will become qualitative change, because that time production relation will change. So this way I have presented this diagram, and this diagram I will paste into my answer. And if they ask about the alienation, I will paste this diagram and I will convey the entire idea to these graphs. This kind of graphs I have developed for the different chapter, different concepts. So this we will be discussing when in our foundation courses. So the last pillar of my preparation is answer writing. Now answer writing, when it comes to answer writing, what is very important? That is the starting of answer writing. So when for beginners who are just started the preparation, they might face this issue. They will not know that how to start answer. They will be going through foundation classes. That time they will go and see the previous year question. That time they will find some difficulty to cover it, to write the answer for them. So, but what I used to do, when I used to go through the classes I left in beginning only, but when I used to go through that my best notes, that time what I used to do, I used to frame own questions. This question would be very basic, like for example, what is democracy and what are its characteristics? So the idea behind is that I would used to ensure that I am writing answer daily without getting demotivated. And second, what is in my notes, what I am making notes, that whether I am able to remember it or not. Okay, so to revise my notes effectively, what I used to do, I used to frame these kind of questions and I used to write the what is in my notes. That used to me help a lot. And after that also, second aspect, what I used to remember, see here, that effectiveness of my answer. Okay, effectiveness of my notes. So whether effectively my notes able to tackle these simple questions or not. So this I used to see on through my notes making. So after these basic notes, I used to go for advanced kind of question. Advanced question, this I started after 2 months of my preparation. When I started preparation, So after 2 months, I started the advanced. So when it comes to advanced answer writing, I used to write the answer from PYQs and get evaluated from my seniors that time, also from my mentors. So this was the one method. Another method that I used a lot, that is toppers answer copies. So this I used, what I used to do here, I used to see the questions, only questions. Then I used to answer myself. And then I used to cross check it, my answer with the topper's answer. And I used to check whether he's thinking in same way or I'm thinking on same way, or something different they are doing, whether they are decoding the question, how they are decoding the questions, or whether I am able to do the same, what introduction they are writing, what introduction I am writing, or conclusion. So these aspects I used to observe closely. So that helped me improve a lot and very quickly. So this was about the answer writing. These two aspects I used to focus on there. Again, it comes to answer writing, that is standardization part. You should have the standard introduction, body part. You should have this idea on the presentation and conclusion. So I have discussed in GPS also, when it comes to writing definition, I used to write the definition given by thinkers. Then I had one presentation mindset, I used to write the micro headings, and then I used to explain it either with example or thinkers view on that one only. So this was presentation part. Structuring parts, depending on the keywords, I used to make the parts there, like critical analysis there, this directive words is there. Then you need to bring two parts, keywords like impact, consequences, implication. If these kinds of keywords are there, then if you think impact can be positive, negative, consequences also can be positive, negative, functional, non-functional, you can make it sociological. Implication also functional, non-functional, you can write it here. So this aspect you can decode these keywords and make your answer different and very comprehensive. So this aspect I used to do. I will not discuss much because I already have discussed enough in GPS series. You can see these videos available on Spardhaline YouTube channel, GPS Sociology Edition. So where I discussed the first and second chapter in detail, how to find the themes, how to decode decode them, and how to write answer. I will discuss given the idea on the structure, presentation, standard, conclusion, and introduction itself. Okay, so these are all about my 5 pillars of preparation, and these all the 5 pillars helped me in clearing this UPSC in my first mains itself. So now the most important part, I have discussed what I did, but when it comes to UPSC preparation, there are certain things you should not do. So what I avoided it is going deep into subject. For example, if you're writing about the Marx, you don't need to become Marxist, you just need to be student of sociology. So this becomes important. Like one person suggested me, there is one book that capitalism and social contract theory. That person asked me to refer that book for Marx, Durkheim and Weber. I have read that book 5-6 times, but I was not able to understand what exactly they want to say. So this way you need this is become important, what to avoid and what to not. So if you want to, just our focus should be to clearing this examination, not to become masters in sociology. So for this, standard sources, fixed notes, that would be sufficient. What UPSC is asking to clear this examination, this should be our preference here. Then second, multiple sources for one topic. Okay, so people, this is important, like you should not go multiple sources, they will read this kind of topper connote, that topper connotes. But before going to this, you should have your base notes. This would be very comprehensive notes. You will cover the recurring themes, the dynamic parts related to certain themes, and then the topper's notes or the other sources. You will cover them as value addition, and you will cover only when the time allows, not all the times. If you have limited times, you should not go. Now if someone is beginner, they can start with this part also. They can make the base notes, they can go for this value addition. They have the enough time for this. But who are writing the mains this year, they should not go for this. Whatever their base notes are, whatever the notes are, they should revise it multiple times. Then delaying answer writing. So there is no rule that you should start answer writing from first day, but it doesn't mean that you should not write answer on 100th day. You will not be beginner that time. So there you should give sufficient time to understand the subject, understand the syllabus, and understand the dynamics involved in that subject, but you should not delay. After the you can first day only you can start with some basic questions framed by you. Just as so I have seen what I exactly did. I have framed question myself and I started writing answer. So this you can do. Then ignoring others' experience. So there are certain things that backfired me in this preparation also. So I have my own experience. You will get experience of toppers also. From that experience you can learn. Okay, always investing your time, your efforts, and taking the same experience. This is the example of stupidity, I would say. So whatever the experience toppers they are telling, you will take this as your experience and learn from this experience. Okay, so this became important. And learning from own mistake. So when it comes to mistake, in my childhood I always used to hear this phrase: do 1,000 mistakes but never repeat the same mistake. So if you do the new mistake every time, do the new aspect. There is no perfection, but you should not repeat your previous mistake. That is important. What I used to do, I used to maintain one mistake books, and based on this mistake book I used to write lot of the whatever the feedback I used to get, whatever the mistake I used to do during answer writing, that I used to write in that notes. So sometime I used to forget, see whether the question belongs to 20 marks or 10 marks. So that also used to write, see the question, see the weight given for that question, the number words they have mentioned for that question. So these are the very silly things that also I used to write in mistake book, and through that I used to avoid these mistakes. Okay, so these are what I avoided, and these are the standards you should avoid here. Okay, then what helped me a lot? First is the belief. So whatever strategy I have built, I had the belief on the strategy. Many people used to say that will not work, don't do PYQ analysis, don't do theme based because UPSC unpredictable, they can give any kind of questions. But I stuck to that and I was able to complete the question paper. One or two answer came, but still I had different strategy to tackle that one. So but ultimately what helped me a lot, that belief on my own strategy. What strategy I built, and this strategy I built after listening from others' experience, learning from my mistake. So ultimately you believe on yourself, your strategy and your mindset. That is the most important part if you want to clear this examination. Then multiple revision. When it comes to revision, you write the less answer but do more revisions, because your brain, your mind and your hand should also remember the notes. Okay, if you do multiple 10 revision of particular topics and see what exactly happens when you write the answer, automatically you will not think, but that certain parts or the certain points will come into your notes. Why? Because of the multiple revisions. When revision in the sense is not about the reading, what you can do, you take this paper, your notes keep on one side and start just reading. If I'm reading about the modernity, just I will write modernity, what I am writing, which one the thinker I am writing about here. Some Karl Popper is there, I will write his name, what he said. Okay, so this aspect you can just quickly write it there only. So your hand also will get habitual with this your notes. So ultimately you will also get surprised how it is coming in your notes. Okay, so this becomes important, revision and style of revision. Okay, then next, focus on PYQ and syllabus. Why we named this series GPS? This is guidance to PYQ and syllabus. If you want to clear the UPSC, then PYQ and syllabus is GPS for you. They will show you track, they will show you road, and you need to follow them. So if you want to turn UPSC from unpredictable to predictable, previous year questions and syllabus is must. You should do the previous year question analysis and theme decoding, and syllabus should be in your mind. So that thing you need to do. Next, mentorship and peer. So what it become important, mentorship and peer, because I have given some attempts, I have cleared mains, I have gone to interview, I have some experience. So that experience will help you to start your preparation from to next level. So if you start on your own, so you need to start from here. but I have some experience, I can take you there only, and you can start preparation here only. Even from peer also, your seniors are there, your friends are there who have made the notes, or they have some experience in notes making, answer writing. You can learn from there also. So peer learning also becomes important. You should not neglect that. Whatever mentor gives you advice, you should take it sportly. You should implement it. You should work on it. Also for your friends, also your seniors, you must learn from their experience. You must pay attention to their what they says. So this is become important, mentorship and peer learning. Okay, so today we are finishing this discussion. One thing I would wanted to say, sociology is scoring optional, no doubt, but what you need to have that clear strategy. You should have the exam ready mindset. You should have the guidance for this, and for this we are launching this UPSC Sociology Master Batch. The detailed video is uploaded in Sociology channel only. You can see there, and we are taking very limited. We are making available very limited seats for foundation batch. Only there are 25 students. So we want to build that small peer groups and help them to clear this examination first attempt only. For the mentorship group also, we have kept only 20 seats for everyone, for seniors and beginners also. So you can register there. Also we are coming with these run-up sessions where I will be discussing trend analysis, how to do trend analysis, how to decode the syllabus, and also we'll see the PYQ. We'll do some PYQ discussion. Also we'll see some sociological concepts. So stay tuned with it. Tomorrow we'll come with next session. For today we are finishing discussion. Thank you very much.